In my past life, on my 18th birthday, my dad flew back from Southeast Asia just to celebrate with me. He even gave me a gold locket necklace. He told me the locket would bring me endless good luck and keep me healthy, and that I should never, ever take it off. But ever since I put on that necklace, not only did my luck get worse and worse, but my health started failing too. Eventually, I was even diagnosed with cancer. After I died, my dad moved his mistress and her daughter right into our house. It turned out the reason I died was that my dad had swapped my fate with that of his illegitimate daughter. When my mom found out the truth, she waited until the mistress's family was asleep, set the house on fire, and took my dad down with her. My spirit, floating in the air, was frantic. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on my 18th birthday. Chloe, happy birthday. Look what Dad brought back for you from his trip. My dad pulled a necklace out of his bag. It had a small, shimmering gold locket on it that looked incredibly exquisite. In my past life, he had flown back from Southeast Asia on this very day to celebrate his precious daughter's birthday. The gift was the same exquisite gold locket. He said he had it specially blessed by a mystic abroad, and that it was very powerful. He claimed it would grant me endless good luck, perfect health, and a long life, telling me I must never take it off. It never occurred to me to doubt my own father's birthday wishes. But after I started wearing that necklace, forget good luck, I had nothing but bad luck. I was always losing things, tripping on flat ground for no reason, and my closest friends started to drift away. Not only that, but my health got worse day by day. I'd get small cuts out of nowhere, colds and fevers were constant. And eventually, I was diagnosed with cancer. I was gone in less than 3 months. Only after I died did I learn that the locket my dad gave me wasn't for a long life at all. It was a fate-swapping locket. It turned out that not long after my parents got married, my dad started seeing another woman. They even had a daughter together. Unfortunately, this daughter was frail and sickly. The mistress, being superstitious, took the child to have her fortune told. The fortune teller said her fate was too weak, that she wouldn't live past 20. To survive, she needed to swap fates with someone who had a strong one. When I was born, my grandmother had my fortune told, and was told I had a noble fate and would have a great future. So my dad and his mistress set their sights on me. Not even a week had passed after my death. My dad brought his mistress and their daughter into our home, which devastated my mom. Maybe because my will to live was so strong, my soul never left the house. I watched as the mistress pushed my mother to the ground, and as her daughter smashed my memorial altar. My mom cried and tried to stop them, but my dad just stood there, indifferent. Richard, Chloe was your own daughter. How can you just let them run wild like this? My mom sobbed, her eyes swollen and her face covered in tears. In response, my dad picked up my memorial photo and smashed it on the floor. Let me be honest with you. Chloe's death was no accident. Jessica's fate is weak. She needed to swap with someone who has a strong fate to survive. I had no choice. It's Chloe's own fault for having such a good fate. My mom completely broke down, her body trembling as she cursed my dad and his mistress to a horrible death. The mistress and her daughter just sneered. The one who died a horrible death was your daughter. My daughter's life is going to be smooth sailing from now on. It wasn't just my mom. I was furious. But no matter how I tried to hit them or bite them, it was useless. That night, to get revenge, my mom waited until they were all asleep, lit a massive fire, and died along with them. Wow, this necklace is gorgeous. Thank you, Dad. I beamed, taking the necklace and putting it around my neck. When my dad saw me put it on, a flash of triumph crossed his eyes. At the same time, I made a silent vow. This time, I will make my dad and his mistress's family pay a terrible price. My dad had dinner at home, but before we could even cut the cake, he said something came up at work and left in a hurry. The moment he was gone, I rushed to my room and took off the necklace. In my last life, I only overheard my dad talking about swapping fates, but I wasn't sure about the specifics, or if the necklace was really the problem. I remembered a spiritual master I'd met online, and contacted him immediately. When he saw the necklace, his expression turned grave. You said your father gave you this? I nodded. It was my birthday present today. His brow furrowed. That's not right. This isn't a good luck charm, it's a fate-swapping locket. It's a form of dark magic from Southeast Asia. Wearing it for a long time can cause bad luck and illness at best. At worst, it can kill you. I feigned shock and fear. That's terrifying. My dad wouldn't he try to hurt me? Maybe he grabbed the wrong one, but I'm absolutely certain about what this is. If you don't believe me, open the locket. You might find something unexpected inside. Hearing this, I immediately found some tools and pried the locket open. There was indeed something inside. A strand of hair and a tiny piece of a fingernail. The master explained they were relics from an infant's corpse, soaked for 49 days. A single hair would have been potent enough, but adding a fingernail showed that whoever did this was desperate to take my life. He was right. My dad and that mistress were desperate for me to die. The master said that once the necklace is worn, simply taking it off doesn't work. The curse can only be transferred, not eliminated. A chill crept up from my feet and spread across my back. My dad was truly vicious. If that's how it's going to be, then he can't blame me for what comes next. That afternoon, I went out and had an identical necklace made, which I started wearing myself. I had the one from my dad altered, so it was completely unrecognizable. Thinking back on my last life, I was so clueless. I never even knew my dad's other daughter went to the same school as me. Her name was Jessica, and she was a year below me. In my last life, she was always targeting me for no reason. She'd deliberately bump into me in the hallways or cut in front of me in the cafeteria line. I never knew what I did to offend her, but after I died, I realized she'd always had a crush on my boyfriend. My boyfriend, Leo, was a total social climber. The moment I died in my last life, he and Jessica went public with their relationship. What does that tell you? They had been hooking up for a long time. So I sent the beautifully packaged necklace to Jessica, pretending it was from Leo. Outside the library, I watched as Jessica delightedly accepted the gift box and happily put on the necklace. Go ahead and smile, I thought. You won't be smiling for much longer. My dad hadn't been home for a while. He claimed he was busy with work, but I knew he was with his mistress. Seeing my mom worry about him made me anxious. I wanted to tell her the truth about my dad, but I was afraid she wouldn't be able to handle it. I needed to find the right moment to give her a heads up. That night, just as I was about to go to sleep, my mom knocked and came into my room. She glanced at the necklace around my neck and asked, "Chloe, how have things been at school lately?" I thought it was a bit strange, but I answered honestly, "Everything's fine." My mom nodded. "That's good." Her gaze fell back to my necklace. "By the way, your cousin's baby is having his 1-month celebration soon. I thought the necklace your dad gave you is really nice, so I wanted to get a custom one made just like it." As she spoke, she reached out to take off my necklace. Clutching it in her palm, she handed me a gift box. "Wear this one for now." I nodded and opened the box. Inside was the very necklace I had given to Jessica under Leo's name. The same necklace my dad had originally given me. How did my mom get her hands on this? I trust my mom wouldn't hurt me, so I asked Mom, "Where did you get this?" Hearing my question, she immediately sensed something was wrong. "I bought it at the mall just outside." "What's wrong with it?" I didn't want to worry her, so I shook my head. "Nothing, I just think it's really pretty." My mom smiled, relieved. "I'm glad you like it." I didn't wear the necklace my mom gave me. I stuck with the replica I had made. The next morning, I took the gift box to the mall near our house. As soon as I walked in, I saw Jessica and my dad's mistress, Sandra, at the jewelry store counter. They seemed to be arguing. "Mom, if you don't have money, why can't you ask Dad for it? How could you be so selfish and sell my necklace?" Jessica said angrily. Sandra shot her a look. "It's just a stupid necklace. I'm your mother. Once you take that little brat's fate, you can have any necklace you want. It's not the same. My boyfriend gave it to me." They weren't trying to be quiet, and I heard every word. It wasn't hard to guess that the little brat whose fate was to be stolen was me. And the boyfriend Jessica was talking about was my boyfriend Leo. My mom buying the necklace was purely a coincidence. Since Jessica liked it so much, I figured I should help her out. I walked up to the counter, and Jessica spotted me. The moment she saw me, a flicker of guilt and panic crossed her face, but she quickly composed herself. I placed the necklace on the counter. "Hi, I'm here to return this." When Jessica saw the necklace, she rushed over and snatched it. "How do you have this?" She glared at me, her eyes fierce. I held up the receipt. "I bought it, of course. Did you think I stole it?" Sandra wasn't interested in the necklace in my hand. She was focused on whether I was wearing the one my dad had given me. Her eyes had been scanning my neck ever since I appeared. To put her mind at ease, I deliberately showed off the fake necklace on my neck and said to Jessica, "See this? It's a birthday present from my dad, all the way from overseas. With this necklace, I don't care about any others." Jessica and Sandra exchanged a look. I caught a fleeting look of triumph on Sandra's face. Jessica said, "Then you don't need to return it. I'll buy it." I took the $500 Jessica transferred to me and left the mall, completely satisfied. Let her wear it, I thought. She'll be singing a different tune soon enough. Ever since I gave Jessica the necklace in Leo's name, Leo hadn't been clinging to me for days. I knew he was busy cozying up to Jessica and had no time for me. Still, he found me on Wednesday afternoon. He asked me to have dinner with him that night. I agreed. He picked a private restaurant near the school. During dinner, Leo was distracted, constantly checking his phone and texting someone. Suddenly, he asked me, "Chloe, are you wearing the necklace your dad gave you?" My chopsticks froze. I had never told Leo about my dad's gift. The only way he could know was if Jessica told him. I swallowed my suspicion and nodded. "Yeah, I am." "Why?" Leo shook his head and replied to a text. A moment later, his phone rang. He grabbed his phone with a panicked look and explained, "It's my mom. I'm gonna step outside to take this." When his screen lit up, I caught a quick glimpse. The name on the screen was clearly Jessica. Jessica. He was already calling her by her first name. He still had me saved in his phone as my full name, Chloe Gao. A few minutes later, Leo came back and said something came up and he had to leave. I nodded and told him to go. The moment he left, I hailed a cab and followed him. Downtown hospital. In a room on the 5th floor, Jessica was lying in bed, with my dad and Sandra gathered around her. As soon as Leo walked in, my dad couldn't help but ask, "Are you sure she's wearing that necklace?" "Richard, I'm 100% sure. The necklace is on Chloe's neck." "Then why isn't it Chloe who's sick? Why is it Jessica?" Listening from outside the room, I couldn't help but clench my fists. My dad really couldn't wait for me to die in Jessica's place. "Richard, what do we do now?" Leo looked at Jessica with deep concern, acting like he was truly in love. My dad frowned. "You keep an eye on Chloe. Don't let her take that necklace off. And don't let her know that we know each other." "Got it." It was only then that I realized my dad and Leo had known each other all along. Looking back on my past life, I remembered trying to take the necklace off several times, but Leo always stopped me. He'd say, "Didn't your dad say this is to protect you and give you a long life? You can't take it off. You have to wear it." I actually thought he wanted me to live a long life. It turns out he was just like my dad, wanting me to die for Jessica as soon as possible. After leaving the hospital, I went straight home. The moment I got back, I felt dizzy and lightheaded. My head throbbed and my heart pounded. Just as I was about to collapse, my mom rushed over and caught me. My mom helped me to my room. As soon as I lay down, the necklace, which had been hidden under my collar, slipped out. When my mom saw it, her face turned pale. She became agitated, yanked the necklace off my neck, and threw it across the room. She yelled at me, "Didn't I give you a new necklace? Why are you still wearing this one?" Ist her stunt. I had a feeling she knew something. The next second, she hugged me and started crying. "Chloe, I'm so sorry. Mommy didn't protect you. It's all my fault. Don't worry, Mom's here now. I won't let anyone hurt you, not even your own father." I was bewildered, my voice hoarse as I called out, "Mom." My mom looked up, her eyes filled with tears. Were you reborn too?" My mom's eyes flickered. "Chloe, you know everything?" I nodded. "Mom, I already swapped the necklace Dad gave me. This one is a fake. The one you bought back from the mall is the real one he gave me." My mom's face instantly became serious. "Where is that necklace? You didn't keep it, did you? Throw it away quickly." Don't worry, I'm not wearing it. That necklace is around Jessica's neck now. I told my mom everything, how I had set Jessica up. After hearing the story, my mom let out a huge sigh of relief. Thank goodness, thank goodness. But if the necklace is on Jessica, why are you still sick? My mom touched my burning forehead, her expression growing worried again. I didn't understand either. Could it be that the necklace's influence hadn't fully transferred yet? While we were both wondering, my mom's phone suddenly rang. It was my dad. My mom put it on speaker, and my dad's voice came through. The first thing he asked was where I was. Hearing this made my mom furious. Richard, can't you show a little concern for your daughter? She is burning up with a fever, and you don't even know. How dare you ask me where she is? What did you say? Chloe has a fever? My dad's voice didn't show a hint of worry, but rather a trace of suppressed excitement. My mom rolled her eyes in anger. Richard, do you even care about this family anymore? Who says I don't? I'll be home in a bit. With that, my dad hung up in a hurry. My dad got back pretty quickly, but he wasn't alone. He brought someone with him. My mom looked at the old man standing next to my dad, dressed in a Taoist robe with white hair and a long beard. She asked Richard, what is this? Your daughter is sick, and instead of getting a doctor, you bring home a priest? My dad explained patiently, this is Master Yizhen. He is very powerful. Chloe isn't sick, she has been cursed. With that, he gave the master a look. The master nodded and walked toward my room. My mom panicked and tried to block him, but my dad pulled her away. My dad held my mom back while the so-called Master Yizhen went to work on me. After Master Yizhen entered my room, he locked the door behind him. I watched him warily. When he turned around, I was completely stunned. This Master Yizhen was the same master I had met online. Little pumpkin, it's me, Master Yizhen said, using my online nickname. Master, what are you doing here? It turned out that because Jessica had gotten sick, my dad had been desperately searching for solutions online, and happened to find Master Yizhen. My dad briefly described the situation, saying he wanted to swap the fates of his two daughters. Master Yizhen immediately thought of me. Later, my dad even showed him a photo of the fate-swapping locket from Southeast Asia. Master Yizhen recognized the locket, confirmed it was about me, and decided to take my dad's case. Master Yizhen had a great reputation, so my dad trusted him completely. Little pumpkin, I never imagined your father could be so monstrous. To think he'd want to use your life to save his other daughter. I never imagined it either. So what did my dad ask you to do? I asked. Master Yizhen said his illegitimate daughter's condition has worsened. He wants me to hurry up and swap your fates. Swapping fates is a terrible, karmically damaging act. Don't worry, I may have taken your dad's money, but I take the money. I don't do the work. Even though I was already disappointed in him, hearing it confirmed with my own ears still felt like a sharp pain in my heart. Memories I didn't want to think about came flooding back, memories of my childhood. Could all that affection have been an act? I don't understand. I'm his daughter too. How could he be so cruel to me? I couldn't help but cough, my body burning even hotter. Master Yizhen frowned. This doesn't look like an illness to me. It seems more like a curse. Swapping fates isn't simple. Your father must have had a backup plan. Besides the locket, I suspect he did something else to you. Think hard. Have you eaten or drunk anything unusual recently? I tried my best to remember. Lately, I'd only eaten at the school cafeteria or at home. My mom cooked all the food at home, so that was safe. The school cafeteria is too crowded to target just me. Thinking it over, the only thing was that meal with Leo today. When Leo arrived, he brought me a fruit tea. I drink tea from that shop all the time, but the one he brought me today tasted different from usual. The fruit in it seemed old, and it had a musty taste. I even complained at the time that the tea wasn't fresh. I told the master and he nodded, pulling a yellow paper talisman from his bag. It was probably the fruit tea. Keep this talisman with you. Carry it for 7 days, then burn it, and you'll be back to normal. Master Yizhen was afraid that staying too long would raise suspicion. After I took the talisman, he quickly left. After he went out, I pretended to faint. My dad heard the door open and came to look. Seeing me lying on the bed with a pale face, He let out a long sigh of relief. Master, you took care of everything I asked, right? Master Yizhen nodded. Let us go. I've used a lot of my energy and need to rest. My dad smiled and led him away, not even thinking of coming into the room to check on his dying daughter. My mom held me and cried her heart out. After Master Yizhen gave me the talisman, my health improved significantly. Mom, you're choking me. Seeing that I was awake, my mom immediately let go and wanted to take me to the hospital. I told her I was much better. She didn't believe me until I showed her the talisman from Master Yizhen. After what happened today, my mom decided she couldn't just sit back and wait. She was going to fight back. She was going to expose my dad and Sandra, ruin their reputations, and make them social outcasts that everyone despised. To help me recover better, my mom got me excused from school on sick leave. A week later, I burned the talisman Master Yizhen had given me, and just as he said, I was back to my energetic self. However, to avoid arousing suspicion from my dad and Jessica, I deliberately acted weak and sickly whenever I was at school. Back at school, I don't know if Leo thought I was about to die, but he dropped all pretenses and broke up with me. The day after we broke up, he and Jessica got together. I couldn't have been happier to be rid of that jerk. Thanks to Master Yizhen's help, Jessica's condition improved significantly, and the color returned to her face. A couple of days later, she was back at school. But upon her return, she seemed like a different person. There was an indescribable strangeness to her every move. Her eyes in particular always held a dark, unsettling glint, like a sewer rat. I couldn't help but remember my past life. After wearing my dad's necklace for a long time, there was a period when my mom also said I seemed to have changed, that I seemed dazed and not myself. I figured the necklace Jessica was wearing was starting to take effect. Let Jessica have a good taste of the suffering I went through in my last life. In 2 days, it would be the annual school festival. Every year, each class puts on a performance, and the order is decided by a lottery. Our class was scheduled to perform right after Jessica's. While waiting backstage, Jessica and I ran into each other in the dressing room. We were sitting back to back. As I was doing my makeup, I noticed Jessica staring at me intensely through the mirror, her gaze chilling and sinister. After finishing my makeup, I started arranging my costume. Jessica suddenly walked over to me and whispered, "You were lucky. You dodged a bullet." Then, she let out a couple of eerie, piercing laughs. The stage manager urged Jessica's class to get ready. As Jessica left, she gave me a meaningful look before joining her group to go on stage. Her class was performing a dance routine. Not long after they started, there was an accident on stage. Jessica fell off the stage. Hearing the screams, curiosity drove everyone to the front of the stage. When I saw Jessica on the ground, her legs bent at an unnatural angle, with broken bones piercing through her skin, I finally understood what she had said in the dressing room. I had dodged a bullet. That suffering was meant for me. The thought sent a cold shiver down my spine. I don't remember how I got home. All I know is that when I got there, I threw up a mouthful of blood. My mom was terrified and immediately rushed me to the hospital, but after a full checkup, they couldn't find anything wrong. "Chloe, don't scare mommy. What's happening to you?" When I didn't respond, my mom was at a loss and had to call my dad. "Honey, where are you? Come back quickly. Chloe is not going to make it." My mom sobbed. "What's wrong with Chloe? Ever since she got home from school, she has been like a zombie. She threw up so much blood. But the doctors can't find anything wrong." "Oh, is that Master Yizhen you brought last time still available? Please ask him to come and check on Chloe." "Okay, wait for me at home." A short while later, my dad arrived with Master Yizhen. The master took one look at me and let out a heavy sigh. My dad asked, "Master, what's wrong with my daughter?" "A malevolent spirit has possessed her body. It's too late to save her." My mom looked as if she'd been struck by lightning. She grabbed Master Yizhen's arm like it was a lifeline and begged him, "Master, please. I beg you. I'll give you anything you want. She's my only daughter. I'm begging you to save her, even if you have to take my life instead." "Alas, it's too late. It's really too late. Is there really no hope?" My dad asked, a little skeptical, especially since Jessica had just had her accident. Prepare for her funeral, Master Yizhen said, shaking his head. Downtown hospital. Jessica was still in a coma. When Sandra heard that Jessica's legs would have to be amputated, she cried until her eyes were red and swollen. Richard, didn't you say everything was taken care of? Why did this happen to Jessica? She loves dancing so much. Amputating her legs is like taking her life. Richard also looked worried. Master Yizhen just went to see Chloe. He said she can't be saved. Why isn't she dead yet? If her fate wasn't so strong, this wouldn't have happened to my daughter. I wish she would just die already, Sandra said, gnashing her teeth at the mention of my name. All right, maybe this time it really was an accident. Once Chloe dies, Jessica will get better, my dad comforted her. Better how? If Chloe dies, will my daughter get her legs back? Then what else do you want? I've already sacrificed one daughter for Jessica. Sandra's gaze turned cold as she blurted out, I don't just want Chloe's life, I want your wife Helen's life too. My dad looked stunned. What? You can't bear to part with her? If you can't, then don't ever see me again. I'll take my daughter and marry someone else. My dad quickly pulled Sandra into his arms. Sandra, don't say things you don't mean. I don't like to hear it. You know that between you and her, I've always chosen you. That's more like it. Sandra nestled into my dad's embrace, looking shy and content. At the entrance of our home, white lanterns were hung high. My mom was burning paper money in front of my coffin. In the dim light of the doorway, two dark figures stood for a long time. My mom looked up and saw Sandra holding my dad's arm, slowly walking toward the living room. Your daughter's been dead for days, and you're finally showing up? My mom said sarcastically as she continued to burn the paper. Sandra walked straight up to my mom and kicked over the burning brazier. Helen, stop burning that. Your daughter won't receive it anyway. My mom shot up and, quick as lightning, slapped Sandra hard across the face. This is my house. Who do you think you are? Seeing Sandra get hit, my dad pulled her behind him and gave my mom a hard shove. My mom had been under a lot of stress and was already weak. My dad used all his strength, and she fell backward. My mom's eyes were bloodshot as she stared at the two of them. Richard, don't you have anything to say? Helen, for the sake of our many years of marriage, I might as well tell you. Sandra and I have been together for a long time, and we have a daughter together. My mom's chest heaved with anger. Richard, you're really something else. Hiding this from me for so many years. So why are you telling me now? Because Chloe's dead, so there's no need to hide it anymore. My mom's eyes widened in shock. Richard, what do you mean by that? Don't tell me Chloe's death has something to do with you. Sandra suddenly burst out laughing. Helen, you really are a stupid woman. Did you never think it was strange that Chloe got sick and started throwing up blood for no reason? The realization dawned on my mom. It was you. You did all of this. I'm not afraid to tell you now. Yes, we did it. Helen, if you want to blame someone, blame your daughter for having such a good fate. My daughter's fate is weak, and she needed someone like your daughter to swap with to survive. Your daughter can be considered to have died for a worthy cause by swapping fates with my daughter. In a hidden corner, a phone was silently live-streaming everything happening in the main hall. What is this crazy drama? A scumbag husband kills his own daughter for his mistress. This mistress is so shameless. Not just shameless, but evil. I can't believe fate swapping is real. What did the wife's daughter ever do wrong? This is premeditated murder. Can someone call the police and send this awful couple to jail? Already called the cops. Jail is too good for them. People like this should be drowned, sent to hell. For the first time, I'm hoping ghosts are real. Get revenge on these two. My mom's face was ashen. Richard, Sandra, aren't you afraid of retribution for what you've done? Retribution? You should be worrying about yourself right now, Sandra said with a triumphant look. I'm so angry watching this. Can I hire a goon? I can't take it anymore. Just spent $10,000 on boosting this stream. Pushing it to the top. I hope this scumbag and this witch's bosses see this. Fire them immediately. Never seen someone so stupid, admitting to an affair. If they divorce, this guy will leave with nothing. Exactly. Don't leave him a single penny. What are you trying to do? Sandra smiled wickedly. Naturally, to send you down to join your daughter. With that, Sandra advanced on my mom step by step. My dad made no move to stop her, just watching coldly. Just then, the front door of the house slammed open with a loud bang, kicked in from the outside. Several police officers stormed in with their guns drawn. In the end, my dad and Sandra were found guilty of murder and sent to prison. I watched the news on my phone about my dad and Sandra's sentencing and smiled with relief. Mom, I have to say, your acting is amazing. I gave my mom a thumbs up. My mom was a little embarrassed by the praise. If I didn't make it look convincing, how would your dad and Sandra have fallen for it? But we have to thank you for coming up with the fake death plan. It let the whole country see their ugly true colors. It was so satisfying. That's right. I didn't die. To be precise, Chloe Gao died. The person living now is Chloe Chen. After my dad was arrested, my mom quickly divorced him, and I changed my last name to my mother's. I made some fish soup. Take some to Master Yizhen later. We owe him a big thanks for how smoothly everything went. Okay. The new place my mom and I moved to wasn't far from Master Yizhen's home. I brought the fish soup to Master Yizhen, and he was delighted. I thought of Jessica in the hospital room and couldn't help but ask, Master, how is Jessica? If you could say my dad was capable of love, he certainly had none for me. But if you said he was heartless, he still worried about Jessica in the hospital even after he and Sandra went to prison. After being imprisoned, he had someone find Master Yizhen, gave him a sum of money, and begged him to look after Jessica. When I asked about Jessica, Master Yizhen was clearly taken aback. He shook his head. The situation is not optimistic. Then I'll go see her off. I went to the hospital at night. When Jessica saw me, she looked like she had seen a ghost, shrinking into her blanket and repeating, "Don't come here, don't come here." I yanked the blanket off her. Jessica, look at me carefully. I'm not dead. A look of astonishment crossed her face. Impossible. Impossible. How could you not be dead? She muttered for a moment, and her "how could you not be dead" turned into "why aren't you the one who is dead?" Because you're not dead yet. How could I possibly die before you? She caught sight of the necklace around my neck, her face filled with disbelief. You've been wearing this necklace the whole time. Why is nothing wrong with you? I laughed. Because this necklace is a fake. Do you want to know where the real fate-swapping locket is? Where is it? My gaze moved slowly from her face down to her neck. It's the necklace you treasure so much. She trembled with rage, ripped the necklace from her neck, and threw it far away. No wonder. No wonder she never got better. No wonder she ended up like this. The necklace had been swapped a long time ago. Throwing the necklace away is useless, because it's already too late. Jessica, what goes around comes around. Now you can experience all the pain I suffered. Jessica was terrified because she knew exactly what kind of misfortune wearing that fate-swapping locket would bring. The night I left the hospital, I heard that Jessica climbed to the roof of the hospital, jumped, and died instantly. Just like the fortune teller said, Jessica didn't live past 20. Not long after Jessica's death. When Sandra heard the news in her prison cell, she lost her will to live and followed her daughter. My dad lost everything. He couldn't handle the successive blows and had a complete mental breakdown. 3 months after leaving my hometown for a new city, a news story played on TV. The police had arrested a group of old charlatans who were making money off fake fortune-telling. Their usual trick was to tell people they had a weak fate and then get them to pay for a solution. Every day with my mom in our new city, I felt incredibly happy and content. Later, I successfully got into the graduate program for theology at the local university. My friends from my old hometown heard the news and came to celebrate with me. Leo came too. He brought me a bouquet of flowers. He said he remembered that I loved flowers, and he claimed that the reason he left me and got with Jessica was a moment of weakness, that Jessica had seduced him. I looked at the bouquet of roses in his hands and couldn't help but scoff. Leo, you're right that I like flowers, but you brought the wrong ones. My favorite flowers are sunflowers, not roses. Roses were Jessica's favorite. Then I'll only bring you sunflowers from now on. Chloe, can you forgive me? I shook my head. No, because you're even more disgusting to me than Jessica. With that, I turned and walked away without looking back. After I got back, I blocked Leo on everything and focused on my studies. After all, you can't rely on men. My dad proved that, and so did Leo. The only person you can truly rely on is yourself. The end.